So, friends, we are looking at the legacy of Napoleon Bonaparte. The period 1799 to 1814 was called the Napoleonic era. No one was supposed to talk except Napoleon Bonaparte. So we are saying, assess the impact of Napoleon Bonaparte I in Europe between 1799 and 1814. So the question is two-sided. You must cite the positive impact and the negative impact. So we are saying Napoleon Bonaparte I rose to power in France in November 1799 after carrying out a successful military coup d'etat against the Directory government. We believe by this time that Napoleon became a great man in the history of Europe. So we need to know his impact. Number one, he indirectly forced European powers to cooperate together in coalitions. We are like saying today, Napoleon made the European powers to cooperate together, where we are realizing Britain, Austria, Russia, at one time allied together to fight against Napoleon Bonaparte. So he indirectly made the European powers to join hands together. Though they were against him, but it led to their cooperation. Since he was a great man, he could not be easily defeated. That's why they joined hands together to fight against him. Another one, he laid the foundation for the unification of Italy and Germany. You remember, it was Napoleon Bonaparte who spread the ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity in Italy and Germany. And it is said he made the Italian states to be under the control of France. He combined them. It is this kind of combining that made the Italians and the Germans to think that if Napoleon managed to combine us, we can still fight and we create only one state called what? Italy and Germany. In Italy, the leading strugglist was Count Camillo Cavour. In German, Otto von Bismarck, lead thinker. Dennis Richard says in his book, Illustrated Modern Europe, that Bismarck was the most wise man of his time. In other words, he was a very wise man. By the way, Bismarck could juggle 5 eggs in the air without one egg falling. Very strategic in terms of beliefs. That's a man, Otto von Bismarck. In other words, he could play countries and no country could rise up against him. Another one, we are like saying, it led to the signing of various peace treaties. We believe in a bid to defeat Britain. Napoleon almost defeated all countries except a country called what? Britain. But in a bid to conquer Britain, he signed a treaty with Britain. For example, the Treaty of Amiens, 1802, where Napoleon agreed to cooperate with a country called what? Britain. This makes us believe that Napoleon was a man of peace because he signed treaties. Another one, he led to the introduction of Code Napoleon. These were laws that were supposed to guide a country called what? France. I can tell you, Code Napoleon, these were laws that were supposed to guide a country called France. These laws were promoting liberty, equality, and fraternity. Even other European countries copied the same laws. And by this time, we are glorifying a man called Napoleon Bonaparte. Another one, he contributed to the calling of the Congress of Vienna. We believe by this time, the diplomats wanted totally to defeat Napoleon Bonaparte. The lead diplomat was Prince Metternich. Other big names, we had Lord Castlereagh, a man of great wisdom. By this time, they sat in Vienna because they realized that they needed to see with a great aim of promoting peace, because Napoleon had disturbed what? Peace. So we are glorifying Napoleon Bonaparte. Another one, it led to the expansion of the French territory. We are realizing when Napoleon came to power, he spread the name Napoleon and France in other countries. For example, Belgium, Holland, Germany, and Italy. This makes us believe it led to the strength of a country called France. Because a leading country must spread its influence even in other countries. Another one, we are saying, he liberated various states from imperial rule. For example, the Poles and Italians. I can tell you one time, countries had influence in these countries. For example, the Italian state. But it was because of his rule that he totally, Napoleon Bonaparte, prevented Austria from controlling the Italian what? States. So we are glorifying Napoleon Bonaparte. Another one, he extended the French revolutionary doctrines of liberty, equality, and fraternity. I can tell you the great revolutionary doctrines of liberty, equality, and fraternity had to be spread because Napoleon's greatness was in spreading the name of a country called France. So by this, even other countries had to know about liberty, equality, and fraternity. Another one, it contributed to the rise to prominence of Metternich. I can tell you, Metternich wasn't so great before the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte. But because Metternich chaired the Vienna settlement as the leading brain in the Vienna what? Settlement. As Metternich, in this kind of arrangement, chaired the Vienna settlement, it became very what? Great. That's why the period 1815 to 1848 was called Metternich era. No one was supposed to talk except a man called Prince Metternich. You remember a woman was heard crying in Lombard of Italy that my child cannot sneeze except Metternich